topic we're going into here on the show is Andy Jassy. And I thought this would be a good time. He's been in the job a couple of years. He actually joined in July 2021. And I thought it would be a fun idea to do a scorecard for Andy Jassy.
This one is good. He had a lot of heat on him last year and a lot of pressure. So it is a good time to reflect and see, were the critics wrong? And has he really done a good job of turning it around? We talked a little bit about this, but I know you've got a breakdown on all of the key points and a little grading system. So we're going to break that down.
Yeah, report card I think is interesting. I mean, coming into 2021, Jeff went out on a high. I mean, look, there's not many more successful companies than Amazon in the past 20, 25 years. The company doubled its fulfillment network and their profitability tanked. And so if you look at the beginning of these graphs, I pulled out a few things: free cash flow, profit margins, return on invested capital, and their revenue. All those started at a low level. Fast forward to the end, had been on upward trends in the past 2 years. And so I think from a finance point of view, you have to give him very high marks for these items, at least like in terms of your margin is Amazon's opportunity.
Right.
He's very good at doing that.
Yeah, he has milked that margin and he has thrown it right into the P&L, making all the investors happy, right? That's his
Yeah,
job
I mean,
at the end of the day.
well, I remember like the line from There Will Be Blood. Do you remember that movie?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he's drinking your milkshake. That's what he's doing.
Yes, he is. Oh, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Exactly. On the financial side, that's a good review of those items. From a stock to the beginning of last year, I think that's when we had sort of the most troubles,
Yeah,
because in 2022 they saw a lot of profitability challenges. They're like, peace out.
right.
We're gonna kick the stock into overdrive. We're gonna regionalize our inventory, which is going to improve our profit margins. And the stock has really responded to that.
Yeah, I mean, we rebound much, right? Amazon's always been applauded for being innovative, and they probably rested on some laurels a bit and felt like, hey, we've invested in this fulfillment network, it's working. And what I do applaud Jassy with is he's like, look, we have to set the bar high and jump over that again, right? We've set the bar high throughout our trajectory. We've been continually raising it. Now we've got to do it again and rethink the model. And he definitely delivered. Right?
He's definitely delivered from a stock point. I mean, clearly he's gotten back to sort of level at the start of his tenure, and so I would give him like a C for the stock here, because he's still trying to get back to sort of Jeff Bezos's attainment, which is like years and years of stock improvements, and so he still has a lot to prove compared to his mentor Jeff.
Do you think though that he doesn't have the same benefit as Jeff from a runway perspective, because everyone continued to invest in Amazon even though for years with Jeff it was unprofitable, and now there's just now this like more maniacal focus from the investor community on profitability. Do you think that he also just has a different level of heat on him around that than Jeff ever did?
Wall Street is very much a "what have you done for me lately" kind of place. Jeff was always really good at managing investor sentiment.
Yeah.
And so even from the beginning of Amazon, he's like, you probably should invest in us, but if you want to, we're not going to make money, maybe ever. And so when they finally started making money, especially when they got into AWS and fulfillment, investors were super happy about that. Andy has had chance to put his stamp on things, which look, he was one of the key. He led the founding of AWS, which is where
Yeah.
Amazon made all of its money, and
Yeah.
now he's trying to apply that logic to the rest of the business.
So do you think that we can move from a Bezos era to a Jassy era officially, where he can start to make his own name, pave his own way?
Some of those ways are frankly questionable. Like, he is trying to compete with Elon in launching satellites. So it's a little bit questionable to see how they're going to monetize that. Sam Altman was going to try and raise,
Yeah,
get this number, $7 trillion to go after AI.
that's
Even
right.
Amazon doesn't have $7 trillion. And
Yeah.
so are they going to compete in a serious way in AI? I think that's a question to ask